The 42 goes down low. The 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67, though, and Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. He, Paul Ferdiani, and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down in the for one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's going to win it with the drag race? It's going to be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length as the one gets up into the wall with a run down. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Garrett Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap. And welcome everybody to some Monday night racing action here with the Numb Thumbs Racing League Next Gen Series here tonight, where we go to a not so used track anymore. We're here at Chicagoland, a wonderful track that is kind of a bummer they actually took it off the schedule, but we're happy to be here once again to bring you the live high-flying action that this track will deliver. Who's going to end up on top and who is going to end up heading on down into the streets of Chicago to try to figure out a way to the train station, find a way home. Well, we're gonna have to wait and find on out. So let's go ahead and get this party all started off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a huge thank you to the proud supporters and sponsors of the NTRL, such as Davidson Builders up there in that northern New Jersey area. Be sure to give them a shout out for your next home project needs, whether that's doing a whole home remodel, maybe adding an addition, or just changing out the kitchen sink. Be sure to reach on out to Davidson Builders and let the professionals take care of the problem for you. Big thank you to Davidson Builders. Big thank you as well to DEP Graphics. Some phenomenal paint schemes coming out of that garage each and every single day. So be sure to spice up your car life here and get yourself a customized paint scheme from DEP Graphics. Big thank you as well to Sim Gear Central with some amazing button boxes to help aid you in whatever sim experience you're trying to go for, whether that's flight sim, farm sim, iRacing sim, truck sim, or even the sim sims. Be sure to head on over to Sim Gear Central and check out their range of button boxes here today. Big thank you as well to Track Bar Media, some great photo and video edits of real life and sim life racing, as well as some racing merchandise and apparel, all on their fantastic website. So be sure to head on over to Track Bar Media and check them on out. And of course, big thank you to Beadle's Custom Car Carriers. Add to your model car collection with a truck that can haul all those cars around the house for you. And that's with a Beadle's Custom Car Carrier, all designed to, whether you like a certain truck color or if you actually drive a car carrier, he can make one look exactly like the one you drives. So a big thank you to Beadle's Custom Car Carriers. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I am joined in the booth by my partner in crime, and I guess this is where we're going to start bringing all the Blues Brother references out. We got the Brew Master in general joining me here tonight. Alan, welcome back to the wonderful Chicagoland. It was a travesty that NASCAR ended up not coming back here ever again, but we're happy to be here tonight.
Yeah, out of a lot of the mile and a halves that NASCAR runs or used to run, this is right up there with one of the best ones, I always thought. But yeah, it's a shame that they kind of let this one go. It had that really long front straightaway and that really pronounced tri-oval and stuff. It was just a really neat track. You got to see some really high speeds going into turn one, and it's a shame that they don't race it anymore. But anyway, yeah, we're going to get to see it here tonight. Very, very, very cool track, and the sun's on its way down, and we're going to see the lights come up here very shortly as these guys get their qualifying laps in, and looking forward to a good one. It's going to be a fun race here tonight.
And that indeed is down there for all the pit road fighting and wrench throwing action is our one and only anger management specialist. That's Mr. Adam Turner down there on pit road. Adam, welcome back to a fantastic track. Not your typical mile and a half layout, but it's going to be racing kind of tight here today.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than like a Texas or Charlotte, the way the layout is. Another thing that's different is we're inside Chicago, and there could be bullets flying at any time, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Throw that on top with the anger of the drivers. I mean, no telling what could happen here. We could have a gang fight out there where the haulers are. I know they make a mean hot dog in Chicago too. I'm really excited to see what's happening with. Yeah, they have both styles, like the big thick pizza and then the thin. I don't know, it's some kind of battle in Chicago. Y'all can tell me about it. I don't know, but I do know there's like two different variations. I do know the rules here though. Tonight, 0 fast repair, which is interesting. 65% fuel, 3 sets of tires, 18 incident points, you'll get a penalty. 6 incident points, you'll just get another penalty. There's no DQs. Temperature is 71, track 71. It's gorgeous in the Midwest.
And that indeed it is, as we go ahead and take a look here at tonight's race info, which is, like you said, some beautiful weather out here. Not in real life, if we do understand, if you do have to leave us for a time, or maybe take us with you if you have to duck and cover. I know there's some severe storms hitting the central U.S. right now, so just be sure everyone is staying safe. But these drivers are going to be absolutely in no danger of any tornadoes whatsoever, with the sun setting off into the background and not too hot and not too cold. So it should be a wonderful night full of racing. Bringing us down to tonight's key to the race, and man, you're going to have to watch out for those grip levels. We were kind of seeing it last week at Indianapolis, but as these cars lose some of that tire wear throughout a run, I got a feeling that back end's going to want to step out on these drivers.
Yeah, no doubt. The tire wear is going to be everything here tonight, I think, and very abrasive surface, and these guys are really going to have to monitor that. They're going to have to ration these few sets of tires that they have here out as far as they can, and Try to get a whole fuel round out of each one if possible.
Yeah, and I don't think they've in real NASCAR, the real deal. They haven't raced these Harbor Freight cars in Chicagoland.
True, yeah.
So there's no real setup that would mimic the real world because they kind of deleted Chicagoland, kind of like they deleted the California Auto Club Speedway for some reason. I hope they come back here. It's a cool track, but they want to race downtown, where all those stupid places are downtown in Chicago. I don't understand that street course racing thing they're doing, but I also don't run NASCAR.
They're not Formula One, What are you?
I know. I mean, it's a brick on wheels. Just treat it as such.
Yes, but as proven when Hendricks went over to France, it just screams freedom every single 3.5 minutes.
Well, I do love the sound of freedom. And unlike those Frenchies, we use freedom units. We use gallons and miles per hour. Those people over there don't even have a clue what's going on about the freedom. We're probably going to have to save them again someday. It is what it is.
You gotta be surrendering to somebody. I mean,
well, they will surrender at a moment's notice, but that's been proven over time. Here we go, Brown.
And that indeed. As these drivers start to head on down into their cars for the first time, let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver is going to be starting off here tonight in the 315 of Zach Millett. Cruises his way on up to pole position. He's going to have the 89 of Brian Rose starting to his outside in second. 23 of the Mac Daddy Mark Collins starting up in third here tonight, with the 7 of Chris Muth Jr. off to his outside in fourth. The 006 of Caleb Sisk starting it inside this top 5, with the 99 of America's driver Albert Anderson starting in 6th. You got the 21 of the Trister, Tristan Cotton, starting here tonight in 7th, with the 5 of Anthony Williams starting in 8th. 9th will go to the 80 of Drew Prowell. I'm gonna, hopefully that's correct. If that is
I think it's Prohl.
Prohl. Please let us definitely know how to pronounce that name if you're familiar with Drew. But he's getting a good starting spot up there inside that top 10, with the 41 of the ghost of Mr. President, Mr. Chris Gones, rounding out your field's top 10.
44, Dana Shepard will start in 11th place. 12th will be Thomas Welch in the 9. The 32, and Nick Biddy starts at 13th place. Outside row number 7 there is Joe David in the 6. Row number 8 is going to be the 8 of Dylan Bryant and the 2 of Skylar Herod. The 92 of Stubbs, Tim Stubblefield, starts in 17th place. 18th will be D. Allen Grote in the 14 machine. The 53 of Kevin Delia starts 19th. 20th will be Chris Elliott in the 29. Joseph Tucker in the 13 starts in 21st place. 22nd will be Jesse Redding in the 721. The double nickel of Tom Barish starts in 23rd. 24th, Hayden Malcolm in the 91. 57, Russ Endicott starting in 25th place. 26th, John Luke Wilkie in the 72. 73 of Josh Kelleher starts in 27th place. 28th will be Jarrett Woodard in the 79. Joe Hoggart in the 64 starts 29th. Henry Wyndham in the 48 starts 30th. Sean Roberts in the 33 will round out your field here in 31st. And I just realized, Turner, that I went through all of yours.
I haven't been here. I hadn't been here. But look, thank you, because I didn't have to, do any mouth breathing on that one there. So I appreciate that.
Yeah,
you left out John Wilkes Booth. You said John Luke Wilkie. It's John Luke Wilkie Booth, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
It's Prail, I think is what he says.
Very, very much like I used to drive for
thank you, Drew.
truck company called Rail. But yes, thank you,
Rail,
Drew.
Yeah.
And we do appreciate everyone joining us out here, enjoying some race in action. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And here we go in live as the green flag waves. Green flag racing for the first time here tonight at Chicagoland, as the 315 jumps on out to an early lead with the 89 close in tow. Side-by-side action, though, for Chris Muth Jr. and Albert Anderson, as well as the 23 of Mark Collins, trying to get that power down on the inside lane and get those cars moving Still a little bit of a struggle, but finally starting to pick up some of that momentum for the 23 as he matches the 99 Folgers machine of Anderson. You got the 21 of Tristan Cotton also making some moves down on that bottom side, making use of the apron line as they make their way back down and across the line as the 23 slides up in front of the 99 of Anderson.
Yeah, this is one of those cool tracks where there's no out of bounds down there in the tri-oval. Those guys can use the whole apron, and they will too. You'll see guys going all the way to the grass.
Stretched out a little bit up front, but I think they're just kind of trying to figure out where they want to be here. This isn't a track we normally see, so everybody's learning on the fly.
It reminds me a lot of Kansas.
It kind of does with it. It's not necessarily really got any, by your definition of a straightaway, they've all kind of got like a constant curve around the racetrack.
Yeah, that big long tri-oval. I mean, it's you're turning all the way until you get back onto the back stretch every time. So pretty cool. I like that feature.
Yeah, well, ooh, that's the 99 of Anderson. Ooh, saves a very loose race car down there on the bottom side. Looked like maybe he snuck a piece of the apron or something, but the car snapped from underneath him for just a split second, but he was able to gather it all back up and tidy it all on up. Meanwhile, we still got some good racing here as the 80 of Drew Prail having a really good run, trying to line up the 23 for pass, and might be a twofer if he can get the run on the 7.
Guys making some great passes here already. Still a lot of side-by-side action through the middle of the field. This center pack here is looking pretty fun.
Yeah, I got the
only 3 sets of tires, so you got to be a little bit careful. But the track is cool. Go ahead, Brown.
Yeah, you got the 32 of Nick Biddy. Man, it looks like he's about to be split 3 wide here with the 8 up to the outside. Nice. Stubblefield's going to tuck back down kind of right behind the back bumper of the 32 machine, but that's also leaving some room for the 53 of Kevin Delia to try to get a big run up along that outside lane. You got the 2 machine trying to follow him. That's Skylar Harrod. You also got D. Allen Grote and the 41 of Chris Goins trying to tag team up into this action. Goodness gracious, you could throw a blanket on 3/4 of the field right now.
Thanks everybody for joining us out there on the YouTube channel. I already got some chatters out there. Tristan Cotton announcing his presence there in the 21 Budweiser Supreme Chevy Camaro. Deborah Kelleher is there pulling for Tristan. Chastity Tucker is here pulling for Tucker. Lauren Stubblefield here for Stub Nation. So is Jessica. Thank y'all for being here as always. Derek Welch reminding everybody, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button out there. And Deborah saying, everybody have a great race. Ginger Parent out here pulling for Shepherd Racing all the way here tonight. Crystal Milano is here pulling for HBR Racing. Alfred Sharon says he thinks Zach Milton's going to win this race. Well, he's starting on the pole. That's a pretty good guess there. And Lauren Stubblefield here pulling for Tim.
Oh, and just a lot of stuff happening out there in the YouTube. That's fun. Look at the 14. On the next lap, the 14 likes to take that real down low run up front. That's interesting. I don't know if it helps or not when you're getting inside the apron there, Brown, on the front stretch.
I don't know. I've never been one to really try that line out, whether it's at this track or Las Vegas or Kentucky or really any of the ones that offer the availability of down there on that apron. So I don't know how much extra distance it cuts off or extra speed it might give you as, we're 3 wide and we're almost making contact there. Some right side romance happening between the 92 and the 8 still stuck up in the middle.
And as I said that, the 14 didn't go down to the apron that time, but Dylan Bryant did. Now the 14's down and Dylan Bryant on that front stretch.
Well, look,
it's a different line than everybody else.
Yeah, taking such a low line lap after lap, that's going to murder that right front tire. I mean, if it was me, I'd start searching for one of the highest lines I could find just to try to conserve some tire wear a little bit.
Like the Kyle Larson line up top. That's where he likes to run.
Creed OG joining us over there in the YouTube chat saying, go number double nickel. I love you. If you don't win, you're cooking dinner when you get home. That's harsh.
I know, right? As we see all the racing action happening behind the 92 of Stubbs. Meanwhile, we got a pass for the lead as Prail is able to get around Millet, and looks like he kind of snuck around on the outside lane. So looks like Drew really putting in the work here tonight and is starting to make up a whole bunch of positions. And he's up 8, kind of right around that number, and that's about as far up as he can get.
Zach's not going to let him stay out front too long if he can help it.
So who won the battle on his pronunciation of his name? That's what you said, Brown, right?
We were both wrong.
Yeah, we were both wrong.
Oh,
it was actually like the trucking company Rail that Alan used to drive for. So, but just with a E in front of it.
What's a 14 hit the 32, bumped him a little bit, got him out of the way. That was fun. Nick Biddy held control.
Tires stick better than 4, we know that. So there's a little demonstration there.
And got a feeling as these runs go on, we're going to be seeing more and more of it as we return to the action here in this kind of mid-pack going on here, right around where D'Allen Grote is there in 17th. Definitely has his hands full, that is for certain. Starting to see things kind of, I don't want to say single file out, but people definitely making use of tucking in the line, maybe building up that momentum before jumping back down to make it too wide for another couple laps.
Some guys trying to stay in clean air too, maybe not choosing a line right behind another car, sticking their nose out there trying to find a little bit of extra forward grip. Adam Strom is checked in. Hey Turner, I'm down here on pit road with a cooler full of cold ones. I'll see y'all shortly.
And contact between the 91 and the 8. Looked like the 8 was going for a little bit of a ride there, but is able to regain control of that Pepsi machine as they continue to make tracks and headway here at Chicagoland. Getting kind of dark out there. I'm surprised the maintenance crews haven't turned those lights on just yet.
I think they're on a timer or something. Oh, they're on the backstretch.
Well, and number 8 just got hit by. Well, number 8's taking.
Well, he's going to have a bunch of different colors. He's going to have a bunch of different colors, different paint on his car by the end of this thing.
Yeah, and I'm a strong. Oh, do you have one of those? Do y'all call them crafty beers in Minnesota? That seems what y'all would do. Is it a bunch of crafty beer, or do you have like some Milwaukee's Best Light that we can just crush down here on pit lane? Because I'm in the mood to just crush a bunch of cold ones.
Meanwhile, back up at the front, you were right there, Mr. English, the 315 of Millet, not giving up on that race lead just yet as Zach and Drew continue to battle side by side for whoever wants to take control of this race. 130 laps is our scheduled distance for tonight, and we will at least at a minimum go that distance. And the way it's looking right now, yeah, that might be the only distance that we get here tonight. These drivers racing aggressive, but racing clean.
Trying to jinx anything, but
no.
Well,
yeah,
but that could change with tire wear stuff. I mean, the track's changing, the tire wear's changing. You know, the lights are coming on. I mean, things could change up a little bit.
Oh, that is definitely something for certain. As let's go ahead and jump into the car here with the 32 of Nick Biddy. Just give me 1 second here. Sure, I got all the buttons pressed correctly. As 32 does have his driver camera on, and you can see he's comfortable, but he's looking around, just double checking his surroundings and making sure he's running pretty free and clear right now.
Got a little bit of a crowd there behind him. Bunch of other.
I love that angle though.
to the intensity.
I love that gyro cam. And then the photo, the pictures of the drivers, videos of them live is pretty cool too.
Yeah. Well, especially at tracks like this, the banking isn't very predominant like you would see at like a Charlotte or a Daytona, or one of those kind of high banked speedway style racetracks. This is definitely not like that at all, but they're making use of whatever banking that they can get.
More like Miami or something, it's a lot, a little flatter, requires a little bit more discipline in the tire realm.
Yeah, like Kansas. The only thing different in Kansas is that there's a casino in turn 2. That's where I'm at in Kansas. Send me to the casino.
Adam Strom says you're in luck. He's not bringing any crafty beers because he says he has to have at least a dozen. So he got some Keystone Light for y'all.
Well, I hope he got us a 30 rack because I need about 14 of them myself. Or maybe like Johnny Paycheck says, I had 15 beers last night.
Yeah.
You never know.
It's a good song.
Well, it's a Monday, I got to get out of the weekend strong.
And so race in action continues. 23 of Mark Collins now trying to overtake the 315 of Zach Milton. It looks like he is just going to be able to. No, well, here comes that 315 right on back with a big run down there on the bottom side. 21 of Tristan Cotton up there up against the outside wall. Same thing with the 7 of Chris Muth Jr. So definitely some racing still being had here up at the front. But meanwhile, while the battles are going on, the 80 of Drew Prail still trying to drive away. Not quite able to get out of drafting distance, though.
Well, English, I don't know what you're doing. Are you drinking one of them crafty beers?
Yeah, this is homebrew. I mean, it's a
That's
Ale.
a special crafty.
pale ale smash beer. It's just pale malt and mosaic hops and USO5 neutral
that's
yeast.
too much different. TMI, TMI.
Yeah, but you
I
understand
know.
what I'm saying.
I do. I had to do. I'm a home brewer
That's
myself.
7.2%, so I can't drink 12 or 15 of these.
Well, I mean, I like all styles, but
Oh, yeah.
the Busch Lights and the Keystone Lights, they just keep me going throughout the summer.
Sure.
And speaking of that, I think Muth has a good Busch Light paint scheme, and then right next to the Folgers car, Albert Anderson. Tristan Cotton says he's pitting, Brown.
Really, it's a little early, but we're definitely kind of nearing that window here, as we saw a whole bunch of racing action between Muth, Anderson, Rose, Dana Shepard, Anthony Williams, all within that group. Even Joseph Tucker in the 13 starting to poke his head into some of this action as these drivers, I guess, start to prepare to come on down into pit lane as the 21 heads on off down to the apron here early, which is what you have to do. A very intricate pit road here at Chicagoland, kind of in the middle between turns 3 and 4.
Battle up front still continues. Several cars still all within spitting distance of each other. Mostly single file, but you can see when they get to the turns, they all split and take their own lines before rejoining the same line.
Yeah, one of them just hit the wall up front. They're running real nice. I don't know if y'all saw the Xfinity race at Richmond this weekend. Well, I don't even know who these drivers were, but one of them got turned and learned, and then he took a piece of sheet metal off the back end of his car that had fallen off after the crash and threw it at the other driver's windshield on the when he come around on the yellow. It was amazing. I wanted to interview that guy. I want to
gotta
get in
find
his
that.
brain. It was good. It was probably
the Xfinity race.
yeah, Xfinity race in Richmond this weekend. It was a pretty good one. It was a good throw too, like right on the windshield.
Strike. It was a strike.
Yeah, I was afraid he's going to cut his hand on that sheet metal because they still use sheet metal in the Xfinity cars.
Yeah, the whole car, not so much. I think like the fenders and stuff is composite.
Yeah, we don't. I don't know what that's about. What is composite anyway?
It's like plastic. It's like plastic.
I don't need that. I mean, we're killing enough turtles in the sea right now. We don't need to kill them with
with
body
straws.
panels. Yeah.
I heard that in California, since they've outlawed plastic straws, you have to use the cardboard straws over there, I guess. So, Californians have resorted to having to choke the sea turtles by hand.
I knew where you were going with that one.
That sounds like a
Yes,
Norm
they
Macdonald joke.
They should, and by all means, if we can't kill sea turtles with our plastic, y'all go ahead and just strangle them.
That's a terrible thing to say, though. Because I love turtles.
They are cute. Remember that guy, the meme, the guy, I love turtles. You ever
Oh,
seen
yeah,
that
the
one on the
little
YouTube
kid.
machine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's an adult now. Now he's trying to make money off of it. Yeah, I've seen that
Of
too.
course.
All right, look at the 44, man. He's running hot right next to 89.
And that he is, as we continue to kind of tick away here with the green flag still waving. Lap 33 out of 130 here at Chicagoland. Oh, as we got one sliding up into that outside wall. Looked like it might have been Mark Collins getting a little snug going through turns 1 and 2 there.
Now you started the paper straw conversation there.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and read it. Read it.
Jessica Stubblefield says, cardboard straws are pretty big at Hilton Head, and biodegradable forks and plates as well. Ginger Parent says, paper straws, they're making them use those, but it's also a plastic cup with a plastic cover. Explain that one to me.
That's probably one of the most logical things I've heard all day. But we don't like using logic in America anymore, just berate everyone until they think like you, And if they don't think like you, send the feds to their house to knock on their door because they said something that offended you on the Twitter machine. That's what's wrong with this country.
You know what I really love? I love the when you go to get like a shake or a frap or something like that. Got a place around me that makes the straws out of like a waffle cone kind of material, so then you can eat the straw when you're done.
Yeah, but does it get too soggy?
No, it's like a waffle cone.
And secondly, what is a frap? I've never heard of such a thing. What is a frap? That concerns me.
My wife drinks those. It's like a coffee ice cream thing.
Yeah.
Frappuccino.
A frappuccino?
Yes.
Oh. I got concerned they were sweeping brown up there to like Martha's Vineyard or something.
What?
He's starting to speak the language. He's starting to speak the language up there.
Man, see, Jessica Stubblefield's, they're agreeing with me.
Oh, okay, well, good.
Yeah, see,
They're good.
I never had to eat it. I would eat the straw if it was worth a dang.
oh yeah. No, I think Turner, I think you would absolutely love a coffee frap.
I don't know. I don't really like sweet. I like to just
I know.
black, man.
But it's like got that. Do you like coffee ice cream?
I don't really eat too much ice cream now.
I make a mean coffee flavored ice cream.
Do you? Is there whiskey in it, like Bailey's? Then I will, yes.
No, but there should be.
I'll try it, Brown. If you tell me it's good, I trust your judgment.
All right, we'll
A
bring.
lot of pits coming up. I hear everybody on the radio.
Yeah.
Dairy
Oh,
Queen, get a
man.
chocolate malt.
Dana Shepard cutting it close, coming on down onto pit road, almost getting clipped a couple of times there. Drew Prail as well making their way on into the pits as we're getting our first round of green flag pit stops here right around lap number 40. Zach Milt's going to regain control of the lead for right now with a pretty big gap behind him as everybody continues to shuffle and jive their way on around each other and trying to figure out how to get on down into this tricky pit lane. Looks like Anthony Williams making an early dive, and the 53 Kevin Daly is going to slide right down in front of him. They're a great pass, aggressive move entering into pit lane. They're going to follow the 7 of Chris Muth Jr. on down into the pits, as well as Mark Collins. You got Josh Kelleher rejoining us here tonight. Same thing with Skylar Harrod, Tom Barish, Henry Wyndham, John Luke Wilkie, and Russ Endicott all making their way on down that very slow pit road.
Yeah, we talked about the shape of this track, but really didn't talk about how that makes pit entry difficult. So when the track's going super straight right there, pit road is a huge, hard left turn right there, and it's hard to get that thing back down to make that turn because there's no banking right there. And you have to get it down to 50 miles an hour, which is the pit speed limit here. So, yeah, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. These guys look like they practiced it some, though.
That it is, as the 315 of Zach Millett finds his way to his box. Pretty easy when you make a customized little box board there to
that's right.
see it.
Recognizable.
Whoa, yeah.
On there.
Oh, it's a 64. Joe Hoggard had an issue coming on down into the pits. Going to have to watch out for that one. I think he might end up getting a little bit of a penalty there.
Yeah, the chick on that board is hot.
It's his favorite Marvel superhero.
That's awesome.
We'll be danged.
I didn't realize she had a beard before, but
Yeah.
Does she have all her legs?
I mean, CGI, they can replace legs wherever they need to. It's Joe Hoggard slowed down on the apron as people make their way on around him. 53 and the 99 picking up their battle where they left off, and you also got the 8 of Dylan Mad Max O'Brien up there trying to make some moves as the field spreads on out just a little bit. Once again, though, man, Zach Millett just so quick down there on pit road. Drew Prail came in a couple of laps before everybody really did there. He was kind of one of the first of the many early takers, and he's almost 3.5 seconds behind Millett, so just showing how much practice down on pit road really comes in handy.
That's an eternity out there on the track. That's 3.5 seconds. That's crazy. That's a crazy amount of time there. Jessica Stubblefield says, "Do y'all remember the cereal straws from the '90s?" I do not remember that.
Well, have you ever seen The Big Lebowski?
Yes.
You know the dude in The Big Lebowski?
Yeah,
is always kind of like inebriated. That's how the entire '90s was. I don't remember anything.
Nothing but White Russians and bowling.
White Rush and beer. I did a lot of bowling, smoking cigarettes. Acting a wild, just doing things I like to do in the '90s. But I don't remember that.
Oh,
Might have been too old for that one.
They were great for about a couple of days, and then they got stale.
You also said, "What do you think about tiramisu?"
Oh, love tiramisu.
You like that stuff?
She is a nice person. I know. I saw her in one of these films. It's a Japanese type of film.
No? The dessert tiramisu. It's not a person.
Is that the one with honey on it?
I don't know. It's like a coffee flavored dessert, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got
Nuts on it.
I don't know if it's got nuts on it. It might be ground up stuff.
I'm thinking of baklava.
Yeah, that might be what you're thinking of.
Yeah, me too. Me too, yeah. Tiramisu, is that French?
Sure, we'll go with that.
I think it's Italian. Isn't it?
Is it?
No, that's fragile.
I don't freaking know.
We're in America. Why are we having
I
so
like
many hard
Oreos.
questions?
Oreos and ice cream.
What are you having? Crepes instead of pancakes?
Yeah, I bet you're having crepe, Jessica.
Probably are over there in Nashville. It's so hoity-toity over there. Don't you love it when we just berate all our friends?
Sure, yeah.
Sorry, I was just a joke. Everybody knows
Bash the fans.
we gotta have fun.
Start a heckling session.
Yeah. Oh no, they could shut me down. No, we gotta be nice to a degree.
She's got to bring up the Houston Oilers and that she
Oh
wins.
no, she
Like
I know.
Her trump card that she carries with her and just slam that down on the table. That'll shut
She
her
does
up.
use the trump. It makes me mad. She knows. She saves it usually for a good part of the race.
Yeah.
Oh.
Speaking
Good
of the
racing,
race,
though, still Brown. As we're talking about dessert.
Still good racing going on. You got the 32 of Nick Beatty and the 7 of Chris Muth Jr. continuing to go back and forth. Even got a good battle here between the 006 and the 721 of Jesse Redding. Caleb Sisk trying to run that bottom line, but man, that 721 looking really quick going around the outside there of the 57 of Russ Endicott. And then up here, up towards the front, all tucking back into a line. You got Mark Collins, Brian Rose, Dana Shepard, Chris Goins, and Kevin Delia all tucking into line. 80 of Drew Prail kind of starting to run off the pace a little bit. Did see him snag a piece of the outside wall about 10 laps ago. So definitely going to be something to have to watch out for there with that 80. He might be dealing with a little bit of a tire rub.
If you tuned in tonight looking for death and destruction and cars smashing into each other and hitting the wall and stuff, this is not that kind of race, okay? This is an endurance type thing, trying to stretch these tires out as much as you can. And there has been a little bit of contact out there. Derek Welch even says he's bored. But, Derek, you're not just bored. You're on a board. You're on Zach Millett's board. And Jessica Stubblefield says, been doing this a long time, Turner, this back and forth thing. And Daniel Parent is late to the show, but pulling for Dana Shepard out there. Yahtzee.
Well, I showed up tonight for the fights and violence, and hopefully like a gang fight somewhere in the stadium, somewhere around the track. I wanted to see a real good battle over like some gang turf ground. That was kind of my hope. Doesn't look like we're going to see that tonight.
And probably not, but here comes the 53 with a huge charge, passing people left and right. He's now making a big run on the 89 of Brian Rose, and now going to try to take on the 23 of Mark Collins. Here comes Rose back with a little bit of a challenge up on the outside. Oh yeah, DW, go look at Milled's pit board. like
You missed it, 'cause
zoom
you're
in on
driving.
that pit board.
Yeah, he missed it. But he's famous now, so that's cool. He's regrown the leg. Everything's good on the pit board.
Man, that it is. Dana Shepard in the 44 having a really good run up here, up 4 spots on the day. Not as good, though, as that 53 of Kevin Delia, up 15 spots up into a 4th right now. Even Joseph Tucker here in the 13. He's kind of in no man's land, a little bit outside of the 80 of Drew Prail. But he's up 12 spots. And how about the 64 of that Hoggard machine, up 17 spots just outside of that top 10 right now.
Oh, man. If you're in the top 10, you're doing well. Everybody seems to be having a decent night here. We don't have too many people. Down, and then Sean Roberts didn't look like he's even racing right now. So
I believe
everybody's still on the lead lap. We're
yeah,
having.
I believe Sean Roberts is still dealing with that concussion stuff, so he's just runs a couple laps and then.
Oh, starting park.
Yeah, well, get some laps in there to have a little bit of fun, and before medically advised to relinquish the seat.
I swear that concussion stuff is serious business. I didn't know.
Man, you ain't kidding.
When I used to get concussions all the time, what it was, they used to say, "Hey, you got your bell rung. Go get back in there, put some dirt on it."
Walk
I
it on.
did. My brain's fried. Yeah, my brain's fried, and I can blame it on that, but it's probably other stuff too.
I got a concussion
Walk it up.
water skiing one time.
Ooh,
There was
Did the ski hit you in the back of the head?
No, a boat that was in front of us threw a huge wake on purpose, because we were messing with each other. And I hit it, went straight up in the air. I let go of the rope, and kind of lost track of where I was in the air. And when I hit the water, I hit head first, and I immediately got nauseous and threw up in the water and felt terrible. I thought it
You
was.
sure it wasn't a cold beer?
No, I wasn't drinking then. I was in high school, and well, I might have had a
You
couple.
weren't drinking in high school?
I might have had a
Don't tell
couple
me that.
beers.
boy. That's a lie right there. I think you're
can't remember.
confused on what a concussion is.
I was 16, 17 years old, I think. And
Yeah, I know you, and I know that age. I know what I was doing.
but I was hurting for certain, dude. I got back on the boat, and everybody was like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know." You know, I was just nauseous, and my head felt like it was going to explode. It was terrible. My vision was all jacked up. Bad.
Yeah, maybe that explains everything.
Ooh, Dylan Bryant trying to come on down pit road, and he's definitely right call there to second guess that. And comes back out onto the racetrack before crossing over the commitment cone. Caleb Sisk, though, does indeed come on down into the pits. Same thing with Jarrett Woodard coming on down. Tom Barrish been in the pits for a little while. Looks like that right side of the 55 has met the wall a couple of times. D. Allen Grote making his way on down into the pits. Same thing with the 2 of Skylar Harrod. So starting to see a couple rounds of some more pit stops happening. Still expecting about 20 more laps for most of these drivers, though, as the 53 and the 99 continue their battle over a podium position here tonight.
Derek Welch posted in the YouTube chat. It just says, "Am I? Yeah, are you what?"
That about the pit board if he's on one.
Oh, did y'all explain?
Yeah,
it?
is he on the pit? Yeah, we kind of did, but
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he, can figure it out. He's gonna have to use like some Zoom tools and stuff.
You just got to go
We'll see.
to pit lane camera. It's right there. It's hard to
Well,
see.
that's
kinda, as the sun's behind it.
Yeah, it's still a good battle here, though. We got the 32 and the 13, Biddy and Tucker battling for some spots here inside of this top 10. Still got that good grouping with Anderson, Delia, Gones, and Shepard all right there. Also got a good little battle going on. You got Hayden Malcolm, Henry Wyndham, and Josh Kelleher all lined on up with Joe David.
There's a battle right here behind Albert Anderson too. I don't know if you're watching that one, Turner. That one's picked
Yeah,
up.
I'm watching Albert right now in the Folgers machine.
Oh,
A
he
beautiful
scraped
car.
the wall.
Yeah, he might lose it right here with Delia coming up on him.
Skybox
And the
53
41.
Camaro. Yeah, he's boogieing right along. He's running that high line kind of. Pride B, I think.
You know what the sky reminds me of here in Chicago? If you look out into the distance, reminds me of when they let Jake out of the Joliet.
Oh yeah, when you can see it through the gate. Yeah.
They open the door and he just standing
Yeah.
there in his black hat and his black suit, and it was like kind of like when you open a suitcase on Pulp Fiction and it's just
Yeah, it just shines.
shining like a diamond out here in Chicago.
They do call it the Diamond of the Midwest.
They do. I thought they called it like the 44 Magnum of the Midwest.
Yeah, I just made that up. I don't know where.
Oh, okay. That was pretty good. I never heard that one. But you sold me on it.
Look at this pack, how tight they are around Anderson here. Going too wide. 5 cars only right there, but they're all so close together. Probably helping each other out with some light drafting work.
Well, while they're helping each other out, you got Brian Rose starting to drive away from them, which is also allowing Zach Millett to drive away from them. So both Brian and Zach definitely comfortable with those guys battling as they go 3 wide back down across the line. 99-44 up the middle. Oh, and contact. Oh, my goodness. That was some magnetism right there as the 44 just kept staying stuck to the 99.
Ooh.
Albert
I don't
Anderson
think
is sound happy.
Albert's
on the
happy.
radio.
He got pinched, kind of like what happened at last night in Richmond.
He had some tire smoke up against the wall there.
Yeah, I think the
sticking with
44
high line.
backed off of him now. Hey,
I mean, there was
pinch.
room for both of them there.
Well, you can pinch people in. That's racing, pinching people now. You know, that's part of it.
Well,
Shepard got a pretty quick car here.
yeah, that he does. And while all that battling was going on, that allowed the 80 and the 32 and the 13 to try to come back on up into this mix. So, I mean, this top 5, ooh, as we get some more tire smoke up against the outside wall and almost some contact between the 41 and the 23.
Dang.
The 80 right there in the thick of that one, too.
Tristan Cotton calling out his pit once again. He's a little early again.
Man, he's a little early and currently marked a lap down as of right now. So maybe he's just trying some different strategies. Maybe he's seeing that this race, when it comes on down to the end, trying to prevent one of those kind of splash and goes.
Look at there, Ginger parent, or the parents out there, their driver, Dana Shepard, making that pass on Albert Anderson and starting to pull away now. 44 damn quick here tonight. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, also still have that battle between Prail and Delia going side by side. Looks like the 41 of Chris Goins trying to figure out a way around that 99 of Anderson, as the 44 of Dana Shepard continues to try to drive away from all that chaos and gain a little bit of extra space, as we're quickly approaching our second round of pit stops.
Sweet.
Well, Turner, you see the question there from Ginger Parent. We got another food question. Go ahead, bud.
So the question from Ginger is it a sub, a grinder, or a hoagie? Now, I know where I stand on this.
It's a po' boy.
I know where I stand.
It depends on what you put in it.
Well, no, po' boy's got the fried stuff in it.
Not always.
Oh, most of the time it's some kind of.
You have a brisket po' boy.
No, you're from South Texas. You know what it is. It's a.
Oh, we got some 3 wide here. It's Stubblefield coming up past around on the bottom side.
Well, look at Stub Nation.
Marked a lap down, but that's the difference of some fresh tires. His tires are only about 11 laps old. Everyone else is approaching the 30 or 40 mark here.
He's definitely more comfortable in the turns and can take it a lot more aggressive.
Yeah, so real quick on that question. I call it a sub English. What do you, I mean, growing up, what did you call it? I know po' boy. That's a different whole thing.
I remember.
Out of those 3.
I remember hearing sub a lot more.
With sub around here.
We didn't go to Subway or anything like that, but if you saw a big,
there was no
it was
Subway.
a submarine. It was a submarine sandwich. It was a big.
We had Neptune submarine sandwiches. That's what we had.
There was an Italian place in San Antonio called Zito's Sandwich Shop, and it was always on that big, long bread like that. And it was, I think my parents called it a submarine sandwich. It's
That's what we called it. Yeah, now, Brown, you're from a different region. What do y'all call it?
Oh, a sub.
Okay, so he's in the boat.
Deborah Kelleher's kind of in between us there somewhere. They said they call it a grinder. Well, that's what
grinder.
See, so this is the thing. I think where most people get this sub and all that kind of stuff confused is whether it's hot or cold is like plays a part in it, because I believe a grinder is like a cold sandwich.
Is it?
What?
Where like a sub, where you would have like a steak and cheese sub, where you on the inverse side would have like an Italian grinder, so it's like your Italian lunch meats kind of thing.
What? We called sub, the cold thing is a sub, and then the hot thing is a sub. I don't know.
And
everybody has their thing.
This isn't even getting into New York territory, where then you have heroes.
Oh, that's
God,
true. Yeah,
what is that?
That's a New Jersey thing.
A hero like Superman?
Yeah, you need a hero, one that's fresh from the fight, something like that.
Is that
that's a great song.
Very nice.
Yahtzee. That's a good song, Brad.
Jessica says grinders are supposed to be the hot sandwiches. you know, Hero sandwich. I think that's exclusive to New Jersey. If I'm
that's a definite that
right.
area thing.
Ginger parents said a sub. That's what you drive if you're in the Navy. You know, that's doesn't have anything to do with sandwiches. It's all regional. You go down South Louisiana or even northern part of Louisiana where I'm at, you can go to one of these restaurants and order a po' boy. It's just fried shrimp, remoulade sauce, lettuce, and deliciousness.
As we're quickly coming up on our second round of pit stops here, and within the next couple laps, we saw Dana Shepard, Hayden Malcolm all come on down and in. Same thing with Mark Collins, Joseph Tucker hitting their pit boxes, Jesse Redding and Chris Elliott hitting their pit boxes there as well. So we're definitely starting to see that cycle here one more time. But kind of looking at the math here, English, they're going to be about 10 laps short.
Yeah, they're going to have to pit again for fuel for sure. The thing is, eventually, everybody's going to kind of level out. I think I'll be on the same set of tires here. Really no getting around that. There's so few sets available. It's like Tristan Cotton is manually disconnected.
Ooh. Oh, I wonder if he was having some internet issues. No, he was dealing with some earlier on last week. Oh, it's a 53 was slowing down to come into the pits on the 32. May not have gotten the message. Ends up getting into the back of him there. 53 was able to get down into pit road without a problem, but almost catastrophe there for those two drivers.
And Tristan Cotton is in Texas, and there is a line of storms going through the central Texas right now as well. So, not speculating anything, but could be a reason why.
I got Chris Goins coming on down into the pits. Same thing with Brian Rose, Chris Muse Jr., Josh Kelleher, and Anthony Williams with Kevin Delia down on pit road. Zach Millett, Nick Biddy gonna continue to try to drive this one on out and try to extend it as much as they can here. Man, I think if they can get to lap 85, which I don't think they're going to be able to, no, they're not. Zach Millett coming on down into the pits as we speak. I was thinking if he could maybe get it to 85, that maybe he could push the envelope just a little bit on that fuel window. But yeah,
quite make it.
we're gonna definitely have to see some quick splash and goes here to close this one on out. Yeah, Jessica, y'all are expecting naders, and we're expecting. Thankfully, my area only about 6 inches of snow.
Jeez.
Because this storm system that's cutting across is merging together with another system or something like that, and then it's going to turn into a nor'easter.
Wonderful.
I know, right? In April, son of a gun. Oh, we got a slow one down across the track there. Looks
He's
like
not going to make it. Oh, didn't make the pit road.
72 of John Luke Wilkie, Turner's favorite driver there. Just, man, looked like he was trying to get down to pit road, but there was just some faster traffic trying to sneak on around him, and he wasn't quite able to get to pit road in time.
He got a meatball flag somehow. It must be a rough part.
Well, he hit the
area
inside pit wall there.
Oh, did he hit the wall?
Yeah, he did hit the wall. There was a little gap there, but it's one of those gaps that iRacing has, but it's really like an invisible wall.
I'll tell you what, next time we have one of these food questions, we need to make a poll question and put, because everybody loves the little poll questions where they can share their opinion and vote. Because that's American. You get to vote.
Well, no, they take that away from you, and then you have to mail it in, and then you send it to some other person signs for you, and then you don't show your ID and stuff. That's how you're supposed to do it, where you can't. There's no accountability. That's how we do it here in America. I don't know if you've heard. But I've seen some weird stuff out there. Everybody has so different ideas on these grinders, hoagies, and subs. We hadn't seen a fight one tonight, and this is really a shame.
I know. There you go. There's a pull for you as we continue the race in action. The 006 of Caleb Sisk continued to find his way up through this field, now moving up into that 6th position. He's got the 64 of Joe Hoggard up 22 spots on the day. On up into 7th. You also got that 13 of Joseph Tucker continuing to find his way up through the field and up inside of this top 10, but they're all trying to chase down that 315 of Zach Millett, who's just absolutely on cruise control here tonight.
It's a hot dog on a roll, a sandwich. No, it's still a hot dog. It's a hot dog because of what's in it, not what it's on. Like, you could take a piece of bread. If you were poor like I was growing up, we didn't have hot dog buns. You had a piece of bread, and you put the hot dog in it, and it's a hot dog. It's not a
Are
sandwich.
you trying to do some propaganda on,
Yeah, I'm
on
trying to
the
sway the
viewers right
vote.
now?
Trying to sway
Yeah.
the vote.
That's what I think you're doing. So that might be misinformation. You need to do your own research, people. Don't listen to English. Vote on your own.
Hey, right now it's all tied up 50-50.
Damn it.
Yeah, I don't see
Swing
how.
voter.
And I'm going to give my opinion when the poll is over. Unlike English, I'm not going to spew vitriol and hate across America.
It's starting to roll our way. Look at this. That's what I'm talking about.
We need a good crash down, or
I've
we're
got
going to lose our mind.
I've got my finger on the pulse of the fans here, I think.
Well, if you swayed them now, I don't think the poll is valid. You carry such a big stick over there in Shreveport.
Well, what is valid is we are on lap 88 out of 130 here at Chicagoland, where Zach Millett currently out in the lead, but Brian Rose starting to close the gap. No, never mind. No, he's not. Zach Millett's driving away, but Chris Goins is starting to close the gap a little bit on Brian Rose, so that's going to be an interesting one to watch. You got Drew Prail, you got Albert Anderson, Caleb Sisk, Joe Hoggard, Dana Shepard, Nick Biddy, and Joseph Tucker all within the mix as we take a quick step aside here for a quick word from our sponsors, and when we return, we'll have the remainder of tonight's race coming at you live from Chicagoland. welcome back as we return to the action here at Chicagoland with the Snum Thumbs Racing League Next Gen Cup Series. As the 92 of Timothy Stubblefield in the midst of some crazy battles and people diving on down into the pits, seeing that that pit window is once again open to make it to the end. Brian Rose, Caleb Sisk, Chris Moose Jr., Nick Biddy, Joe David, D. Allen Grote, and Skylar Herod all make their way on down. Now so does 44 Dana Shepard. Ooh, even locking up those back wheels is the 44 Shepard to make sure he was slowed up in time before crossing that timing line as these drivers continue to battle out there.
I understand what Jessica's saying about a hot dog sandwich, but I think a hot dog sandwich would be like a sandwich, like 2 pieces of bread, and then you have hot dogs in it, and then cheese or mustard or whatever you want to put. That's how I'm thinking of it. But maybe I'm beating this to death too much.
Well, with the
Let's go to another commercial break so we can talk about it some more.
with the poll coming to a close with a complete poll count of 12 votes, 58% of people saying no, it is not a sandwich, with 41% saying yes, it is.
Are we sure 100% is reporting? Oh, never mind. It's going my way. So yeah, that sounds good.
Well, and I tend to agree with you. A hot dog is not a sandwich. Okay, it's a whole other thing.
She
A
said
hot
it
dog is just.
Well, I mean, yes.
I say it's not. You say it is?
No, I say it's not too, but she said
well, I'm
the
with you.
Webster's dictionary.
Zach,
You're against the dictionary?
Zach Millett pitting from the lead with about 30 laps left to go. Looks like he's going to top up with fuel, maybe top up with tires, because it looked like he maybe did a kind of like a splash and go there at the second caution there. Very quick 6.7 second stops. So maybe the 315 kind of alternating the strategy here just a little bit. 13 of Joseph Tucker now making his way down and in. Meanwhile, the 41 of Mr. President Chris Gomes, glad to see he's still alive after his accident down there over at Indy. He's able to continue racing here tonight, and he's picking up some lead laps.
Yeah, there's more and more guys coming down and pitting here, but I'm proud of these guys. Everybody practiced their pit stops under green, apparently, because we haven't had a single black flag for speeding in the pits here tonight. Great job.
I mean, everybody's doing everything really nice and perfect, and no crashes, no fights. This isn't my cup of tea here, to be honest with you.
And Jessica, I love a meatball sub.
Yeah, but what about a meatball sub? It's a sub. You just described it.
Yeah, it's a sandwich.
It's not a grinder or a hoagie or a...
It's a submarine sandwich.
Joe Hoggard coming on down into the pits. Well, now he's actually coming back out on to the racetrack. Same thing with Joseph Tucker. He's tucked in behind the 9 of Tommy Wells. Let's talk about a couple other drivers we haven't really talked too much about here tonight. 2 of Skylar Herod, 48 of Henry Wyndham having at it, going a little side by side. They got a whole bunch of drivers kind of knocking on their back bumper right now. 32 of Nick Biddy is there. You got Woodard right there, as well as the 6 of Sisk having some pretty good battles. Couple of disconnects here early. So Sean Roberts and looks like Tom Barish has been down into the pits for quite a while. Same thing with Tristan Cotton, but we still have 28 drivers out there on the racetrack. Russ Endicott in the 57 is also one of those drivers. We got a good battle going on between the 721 of Jesse Redding and the 23 of Mark Collins, fighting over a top 20 spot right now.
Still some battles for position happening out there. And
Yeah.
only 6
Wait.
cars on the lead lap. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. But they're still racing. We're still doing laps. We got about 25 to go. What is DW saying out there?
Oh, there's a guy in the trucking company where you need to listen to this kid's subway order. It is...
Let us know.
It's not good.
What does he put on it?
Too much.
I want to know now.
Too much.
On a meatball
He puts
sub?
he puts
On a
everything
meatball
on it.
sub?
Yes, he puts everything on it. That's the easiest way. It's easier to list the ingredients he doesn't put on it than it is to list the
Does he
ingredients.
put mayonnaise on it?
I think that might be one of the things.
Man, it was like everything. Okay, well, you know, you get more bang for your buck. You're getting more nutrients if you just throw everything on it, and for the same price. So if maybe he needs to make that sub last a little bit longer because of the economic situation we're in today.
And more
I could kind of
filling.
understand.
I mean, if
Yeah,
you
you could
got a
part it
buffalo-
out, maybe make rations out of it.
I mean, bologna and mustard sandwich. You know, you might as well add a whole bunch of stuff on there. Hell, you could take half of the veggies out and make a salad for later. You know, that's probably what he's doing.
Well, that's how
Parting
they
it out.
came up with the Oklahoma onion burger, you know, back in the Great Depression, which we're in a depression right now. Don't kid yourself. Don't let them tell you you're not.
It's a filler.
Yes, they put a bunch of
Yeah.
onion down on a real thin piece of meat because nobody could afford
Meat
the
was
meat,
scarce.
but the onions were cheap. So,
Yep.
and it was a filler, correct, and tasted good. So that's
I think you told me about that.
yeah,
Pretty
it's
sure.
a real thing. Oklahoma onion burgers, it's an amazing treat if you ever get a hold of one.
And you have to
Done the right way, by the way.
Got to put mustard.
Mustard only. That's all you need. You know, and pickles if you want and stuff like that. But we don't need any fancy mayonnaise or anything like that.
Ginger parent says, does he use that sandwich as a colonoscopy prep?
Oh my God, the doctors would probably assassinate him if he did.
Uh,
You got to take all those medicines beforehand for a reason, Ginger. Everybody knows that. You know that.
oh,
You're in the field. That's pretty funny though. Oh man.
you got to double up on the jalapenos if you're going to. You know?
Oh well, yeah. You would have to get something spicy, but it wouldn't clear the airways that need to be cleared. Got to take the medicine.
Jeez.
I don't know where we're at this point. Are we still in Chicago, or are we on next
No
week?
wasting out here.
It's very single file kind of.
Kind of waiting for the end here.
Yeah, that we are, but it's going to be an interesting one to kind of see what strategies people pull on out here at the end. Because you still got Chris Goins still driving around out there in the lead, has yet to come on down for his final pit stop. Same thing with the 99 of Albert Anderson, Hayden Malcolm, and Anthony Williams in that boat all together. But the 315 is on the hunt, starting to make up those positions one by one, clawing his way back on up.
Oh my God! Some of these, I can't get off the topics out here in the YouTube chat. Oh. Ooh.
Yeah, Creed is spelling out those ingredients for me. He's got that thing memorized. Ugh.
I forgot the lettuce.
I forgot the lettuce.
Is that the actual meatball sub this guy orders?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Inflation does weird things to us
It
all.
does. Hey, you know what? I'm not going to hate it either because I know we have to make more. Our dollar go more now.
That's hilarious, though. I'm sure the
yeah.
you know the
Teriyaki sauce. What's
I'm
going
sure the kid making it is going, is this a joke?
you see, that's
got
Is this a
looking at it
TikTok
funny.
video?
that's what I
Oh,
that's what
Lord.
I said. I would be too embarrassed to show my face in that building. Like I would have to pre-order it in the app just to go in and pick it up and run out of there. As the 91 Hayden Malcolm comes on down into pit road, Kevin Delia and Joe Huggard were having a pretty good little battle. Same thing with Jesse Redding, Timothy Stubblefield, Mark Collins, all grouped together. Same thing with the 29 and the 14. So still some good little battles going on all around the racetrack, but for the most part, everybody is still trying to figure out a way to pick up whatever final positions that they can. Here's the 80 of Drew Prail. Started this race off really strong, still up inside of that top 5. Trying to find a way to get some speed here to catch on up to the 5 of Anthony Williams, but Anthony Williams still does need to come on down to pit road at least one more time here, though it is not Definitely not out of the question. Chris Elliott and Tim Stubblefield heading into battle with Jesse Redding here as it looks, oh, they might even go 3 wide here in a second. Stubbs backed out.
Yeah, he's trying to conserve a little bit. Wait until you got a good shot at him there.
I can't even believe this J-Lo conspiracy about...
what?
Yeah, Jessica says there's a conspiracy about J-Lo lying about her Bronx living because of how she ordered her sandwich. See, I don't know if that's true. I don't know where we're going with that. But I heard that J-Lo might have been like a gun mule for the Diddy guy, the guy that's all under... All of a sudden, he's in trouble. Wonder what happened.
Buff Daddy?
Did he anger somebody? I don't totally buy the whole situation just yet. Because I believe he's innocent until proven guilty, but now J-Lo's getting drug into it.
Chris Elliott, you see him driving there on the roof cam there. Hope he's doing all right. I guess he hails from Amarillo, Texas.
Boy, that is a desolate place.
I think
I
all
love
the
it there.
storms already went through there.
Yeah, they probably did, but they got some other ones coming.
I've been to Lubbock a couple of times. I've never been as far as Amarillo.
You hadn't been up there? Oh,
No, I haven't been to Amarillo.
The steak place is like a good tourist trap, for the kids.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
And the Cadillac Ranch, and then you drive west of town, and it just smells like a feedlot because it is the entire town.
There's
it's nice out there. I do like Amarillo personally.
Oh, I see.
There's what?
Here comes Chris Goins and Anthony Williams on down into pit road with about 11 laps to go. That's going to give the lead to Albert Anderson. Is he going to try to risk it and save that 10 laps of fuel? He's got about 23 seconds on Zach Millett here, and been trying to see, speeds and lap times here. Doesn't look like he's in too much of a safe mode right now. And no, he is not. He is flying on down into the pits. Ooh, locking him up. Meanwhile, we're 3 wide, though, with 14 stuck in the middle. That's D. Allen Grote. He's got the 92 and the, he's got everybody around him. Goodness. Oh, and contact between the 14 and the 23.
Now, luckily, no accident happened there. Here we are, 3 wide in the tri-oval, though. My goodness.
Oh, yeah.
41's right there with him.
No anger still.
And so we're closing in on the final few laps. Dana Shepard and Nick Biddy going to battle here side by side, trying to figure out their top 10 positions right now. If they're not careful, though, they can get caught up by the 53 of Delia, who we saw charge up the field here earlier. So Delia is not outside of this top 10 without a shot. You still got Brian Rose, though. He's got a challenge from the 80 of Drew Prail right behind him, about 7/10. Meanwhile, the 315 of Zach Millett regains control of the lead, up about 9.5 seconds over the 41 of Chris Goins. We're going to have to wait and see what happens there. Oh, as the 41 gets snuck up into the outside wall.
Yeah, they're really starting to feel that tire wear. Something terrible.
Well, there's only a few laps to go, so got to make it. What is Ginger talking about? If you're going to talk about J-Lo, let's discuss Beyonce in country music. She is not in country music. I don't know where anybody came up with that idea. Is that some kind of is that a trend on the Twitter machine? That's a lie.
Well,
kind of like misinformation.
Well, she came out with that quote-unquote country song.
That ain't a country song.
I agree.
That's not a country. That's not a country and western song.
I agree.
No.
I would
Lord.
classify it, kind of back before Taylor Swift was like the full-on pop. It's like that weird pop country kind of.
Okay.
Like a folksy type of thing.
I wouldn't say folksy.
It's R&B, is what you're saying.
It is definitely leaned way closer to pop than it is country.
I know the song, and I've seen it. It's very terrible. Go ahead there, English.
I was gonna say, Derek Donna saying, is that Shepard I see in the top 10? Yeah, currently in 9th position. Daniel Parent saying, shh, be quiet, don't jinx it there, Derek.
Too late.
Man. Meanwhile, good battle here with 11th and 12th. Joseph Tucker and Kevin Delia. Kevin Delia with a pretty good charge. Works his, or loses that spot, from the 13 of Tucker, who got a really good run. Some lap traffic playing a little bit of a role there. Meanwhile, Albert Anderson not giving up on a possible top 4 finish. He's trying to close in on the 80 of Drew Prail with the last 4 laps to go.
Yasta.
Say pasta? Are we gonna eat some pasta?
Yeah, I think that's what he said. As the 14 and the 23 go to battle within the closing laps, fighting over some top 20 positions here. Man, oh man, some still good racing going on out at this racetrack. I know things are kind of spread out for the most part here, and definitely have gotten off topic here and there throughout this thing, but we're gonna encroach on 130 green flag laps, which with the tight racing that we saw at the start of this thing, I didn't think that was going to be possible.
Yeah, I kind of thought if any of the tracks on the schedule were going to give us a flag to flag, this is probably one of those that
Was gonna be close. Just might get there, it looks like.
It just might. A good battle here between Anthony Williams, Henry Wyndham, and Chris Elliott. All three fighting for 19th, 20th, and 21st. Ooh, and a little snag of the outside wall there for the 29 of Elliott. Meanwhile, the 48 and the 5 still going at it side by side. That's going to be interesting to watch coming to the end here, as we got 2 laps left to go, with Zach Millett breaking back down across that front, not so straight away, taking the white flag. So this will be it, a flag to flag race for Chicagoland as he rounds in and out of turns 1 and 2. Chris Goins in the next 3 counties over behind him, making his way on down the backstretch and into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Brian Rose trying one last ditch effort to maybe try to close the gap. Not gonna be in time for second, as the 3:15 crosses the line. Millett winning here at Chicagoland. The 41 of Chris Goins with a comfortable 2, almost 3-second lead over Brian Rose will come on home in second place. Good recovery from Indianapolis, with Brian Rose crossing the line here for third.
Zach Millett with only a 12.5-second lead there at the end. I was starting to kind of worry about him a little bit. But all kidding aside, what a clinic he put on here tonight here at Chicagoland.
And as you kind of mentioned there in the chat, we got a whole lineup of people, I think, bumping each other in. Congratulations to Millett. Maybe they're just trying to say, see, I was close to Millett at one point here on this day at Chicagoland.
Snap that screenshot, just to prove, hey, I was close to Millett.
3:15 celebrates, but like you said over there in the YouTube chat, I guess coming up next week, man, got an even trickier challenge. We got ourselves a road course coming on up.
What? Where?
Watkins
Oh,
Glen.
okay. I like
That's a
that
good one, though. We like that track.
Yeah, I can deal with that.
Out of all the
Probably
roads,
be a little more exciting than this. Yeah, I think so.
I'd love to race here, though. This would be a fun track here at Chicagoland.
I think this would be one of those ones like with the trucks at Michigan. I think the trucks would be really, really good here.
I agree. That would be fun.
Yeah.
These cars are just a little bit different. They don't have them dialed in here. They only have one lug nut too. I don't know.
They look pretty dialed in for me.
Well, I mean, yeah. As far as somebody, running away with it,
Well, I
Jimmy
mean,
Johnson, the whole race.
well, yeah, Millet did run away with it, but I mean, we still saw good racing throughout, and people were forced to strategize with their pit windows and whatnot, especially because we were missing some cautions in there, so they weren't able to maybe extend a run where they might have if a caution had come out. So we wait for our podium drivers to join us in the podium chat so we can start some of these interviews up underway.
Neat.
It was neat to see the all the cool paints out there, and Skunkworks Graphics messaged us a little while ago on the YouTube chat. Of course, their racing team out there doing very well here tonight.
That's indeed. As we get some of these driver interviews up and underway, starting us off here tonight will be our third place finisher here this evening, and that's going to be the 89 of Mr. Brian Rose, bringing home the third place podium finish. Congratulations here, Brian. Was definitely a long race, especially going flag to flag like it did. How difficult was it to pass out there, especially with people all on different tire strategies?
I mean, it was real fun. You get out there and you can run a whole race flag to flag like that. I really like when we can stretch out these long runs. Tires are always at a premium at some of these tracks, and passing in these cars, the aero on these, you always got to know where to put your nose so you can get the air on it and come around and pass, take care of your tires. And, man, with teammates like this, and you get out there and you practice and stuff like that, just goes to show 1, 2, 3 tonight. Just a real good run tonight by everybody. And, looking forward to next week, too.
Yeah, the Track Bar Media, HBR Shops, Ford Mustang, very quick out there here tonight. Next week, a little bit different animal. You guys going to Watkins Glen. I think it's one of our favorite, it's probably our favorite road course to broadcast. And there's always something going on the track. And, there's so many with the elevation changes and the long back straightaway and S's. There's a lot of challenging parts of that track. Is that a track you're familiar with and that you like to race?
Oh yeah, I've been trying to get back into road racing a little bit. I've always been an oval guy, but here lately I've been trying to work on my road racing, and having Zach Millett in the HBR stable is always real good to get out there and work with him. And he improves everybody that he's around on road courses, especially the Glen. So we'll be out there this week practicing, and we'll have everything dialed in. Hopefully we can keep this car count that we had today, and everybody, kind of stay on track, and it should be a good race.
Well, the number 89 did a great job. The teammates all up front. That's pretty fun at Chicago. So who would you like to give some shout outs to?
At HBR Shops, we got a lot of driver merchandise, a lot of sim racing gear and stuff over there. Go check that out. Track Bar Media, Castle Packs Power Products, That S4 Guy, EDA, State Farm, everybody who helps us get it done over here. Appreciate everybody. Thank you guys on the broadcast too.
Awesome, man. Well, once again, congratulations to Brian Rose, driver of the 89 machine, bringing on home the third place finish here tonight, man. Congratulations, and good luck coming up next week over there at the Glen.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
And with that, we will take a step up the podium and talk to tonight's second place finisher, and that will be the ever so zombified Mr. President, Chris Goins, making a big comeback after his fatality over there at Indianapolis. Congratulations on the second here tonight there, Chris. You were kind of one of those quietish guys making their moves. We didn't really see you fight too hard side by side, but you were definitely making those passes work.
Hey, it's good to be here after last week. It's quite the alternative, but this place is one of those ones where I know no matter what we're running, it's going to be a tire game. So I'm not going to fight people too hard if they want to, run as fast as they can up front, up first. But because at the end of the day, I figure I can save enough tire to kind of reel them back in some.
I love what you said there. You're racing the racetrack here. This is one of those tracks where you're just kind of managing traffic around you. You're not really worried about trying to kill a bunch of positions or anything. You're racing the racetrack. You're trying to take care of tires, and I love how you stated that. That's a perfect description of racing at a technical track like this. Speaking of tracks, next week Watkins Glen. We just talked to Brian about it, and he said, "Well, we got Zach Millett going to show us how to race this thing, give us some pointers and stuff." Have you looked at Watkins Glen? Have you raced it a bunch? Is it one of your favorites like it is for ours?
Yeah, I love Watkins Glen. I enjoy road racing just as a whole in general, but Watkins Glen is definitely one of my favorites. I've raced with Zach enough in so many different leagues and things. I mean, we're all chasing him. I think we hopefully can put together a solid run. Just keep it between the blue barriers and out of the grass, and I think we'll have a chance at having another decent finish next week.
Yeah, it's a fun track, but this one was fun, especially when you have all your teammates up on the podium with you. I know that's a special moment. Up 8 spots. Good job tonight. Who'd you like to give some shout outs to?
Yeah, I appreciate it. The Castle Products, Hopple, Eric Dotson Agency, Track Bar Media, HBRShops.com, HBR TV. I want to thank you guys for broadcasting this league. It's always great to go back and watch these as well. NTRL for putting the league on. All my guys over at HBR. We were sitting there racking our brains on strategies with tires and what to do, what not to do. And I think we all kind of did something a little bit different, each of us, and still worked out around the board. So I'm thankful for these guys and being able to run with them. And just ready to do it again next week.
Awesome, man. Well, again, big congratulations to the 41 of Mr. Chris Goins, working his way up through the field, up 8 spots on the day to finish in second place here tonight, man. Congratulations, and good luck coming up next week there, buddy.
Thank you, gentlemen.
And with that, we go ahead and talk to tonight's race winner with almost superhero-like pit stops and amazing on-track skills here tonight. Drives away your race winner here from Chicagoland, man. Zach, congratulations. Another solid performance from you here tonight. And kind of like I mentioned there while introducing you, it wasn't just your on-track performance here tonight. It was down there on pit road that really helped you pick up this big win.
Yeah, man, it was one of the hardest tracks to get off the track and onto pit road and not lose too much speed or spin out or completely die. It especially on old tires, man, it was very sketchy to say the least.
Yeah, just the shape of the tri-oval and everything, having to make that really, really hard left onto the pit lane, definitely challenging there. And next week here, you're going to be making a right onto pit lane after that last right turn there at Watkins Glen. Your teammates told us, well, Zach, he's one of the best there is around here at road course. And I'm sure you're going to get with your team and y'all going to do some practice sessions and stuff. But what's kind of the secret of getting around Watkins Glen and doing it smoothly?
It's kind of a funny saying, slow is fast. Once you start going too fast or pushing too hard, it's when you lock it up or get loose or spin or hit the Armco. And if you just keep at your pace, not literally drive slow, but kind of drive kind of in your line and just stay in the groove of it, you tend to stay on track and, hit your marks every lap. And yeah, it's my home track. It's Steve Singer and on the team too. It's his home track. I mean, anytime we're going to Watkins Glen, it's pretty exciting. We usually turn hundreds of laps just because it's so fun.
Yeah, I like that saying, and I use the saying like slow is smooth and smooth is fast. I know it doesn't make sense, but it does make sense, and that'll be something next week. But great job tonight. I got on here and everybody was already predicting that you were going to win this thing, so we didn't jinx you. Nobody jinxed you. You had a great night. Who'd you like to give some shout outs to?
Oh man, I got to thank you guys, AAA Broadcasting. I got to thank the NTRL, DW, especially DW. He's on my pit board tonight for good luck, and I think it really was the difference maker tonight. So I'm going to try to run that next week. Yeah, what'd you guys think?
He looked beautiful, I think.
I thought he did. You know, I think
Yes,
the red hair. That's something you
love
should
it.
consider. Yeah. So hopefully we'll keep the pit board for the rest of the season. Maybe even spice it up here and there. But I got to thank HBR TV, Track Bar Media for being on the car this week. HBRShops.com, Castle Products, and shoot me a follow over on Twitch and YouTube at That Is For Guy.
Yes, indeed. Definitely go follow for some fantastic in-car and driver footage there from Mr. Zach Millett. And big congratulations to our race winner here tonight, driving away the victor at Chicagoland here in this Numb Thumbs Racing League Next Gen Cup Series, man. Congratulations, Zach, and good luck coming up next week over there at the Glen.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
And with that, we do close out the action here from Chicagoland, and we got ourselves a nice quick night on the booth for us here. Nice quick flag to flag 130 lap run, and just another wonderful, pleasant evening having everybody out there with us.
Kind of quick in it, came in, worked for a little while, and now we're leaving, and it's like, oh man, it feels like we're getting away with something here, but now. It was a great race, real competitive out there on the track, and as Turner said the other day, the cream definitely rises to the top, and you saw some of these great drivers out there. Just look at your top 5 or even top 10. Look at some of the names you got there. Are some of our greatest drivers here. So it definitely tested these guys, and some of your best drivers out here in the top 10.
Hey, listen, we're not robbing anybody. Last night we had to go like 3 green, white checkers.
Hey, look.
Tonight was a little easier on our time, but both races fun in their own right. These Numb Thumb guys are just fun. Good group of people, and the fans commenting on the YouTube and machine, and that's what makes it fun for everybody, I think. So. Great night overall, Brown.
And that indeed it was. So while we wind things down here from Chicagoland, let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver ended up finishing for the evening. That's with the 315 of Zach Millett driving off into the sunset here, way out in front, picking up the race win. 41 of Chris Gones finishing here in second, and Brian Rose in the 89 machine finding his way home in third. Just outside of the podium, but really hot tonight. Drew Prail had a fantastic run in that 80 machine, finishing in fourth, with the 99 of America's driver Albert Anderson having a great run, finishing up inside of that top 5 as well. The 006 of Caleb Sisk having a great run, finishing in 6th, having a pretty solid night there. The 8 of Dylan Bryant is up 8 spots to finish tonight in 7th place. Your hard charger of the day is going to go to the 64 of Mr. Joe Hoggard, up 21 spots to find his way into a top 10 8th place finish. 44 of Dana Shepard does in fact hang on for that top 10, finishing here tonight in 9th, with the 32 of Nick Biddy hanging on for your final top 10 position.
Yeah, in 11th there, you got the 13 of Joseph Tucker. 12th place is Kevin Delia in the 53 machine. He'll finish the last car on the lead lap. The first car 1 lap down. Chris Muth Jr. in the 7 machine. Joe David right behind him there, finishing right where he started there in 14th place. Also 1 lap down, Jesse Redding in the 721. Great climb up the ladder for him tonight. 92, Timothy Stubblefield up 1 spot overall. Real consistent race out there for Tim. Let's see, 17th, Alan Grote in the 14. 23 of Mark Collins. Dropped quite a few spots out there. He'll lose 15 to finish in 18th place. 19th will be Henry Wyndham in the 48 machine. And rounding out your top 20, the 5 of Anthony Williams.
Chris Elliott in the 29 ended up 21st. 22nd, Josh Kelleher in the 73. Skylar Harrod, number 2 car, 23rd. 24th, Jared Woodard, number 9. Thomas Welch, 25th. 26th, Hayden Malcolm in the 91. 57, Russ Endicott. Didn't speak too much about him, but good to see him. He runs a lot of these leagues, has a lot of fun out here. 27th, 28th, John Luke Wilkie Booth in the 72. Tristan Cotton, maybe, in the 21 machine, 29th, and 30th. Double nickel, Tom Barish, and it looks like Sean Roberts had that concussion, started and parked it in the 33.
And that is your field here tonight. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching. We appreciate your support out there in the chats, because you guys are the reason why we do this and have such a good time of doing it as well. So definitely a big thank you to all of y'all. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And of course, if you do enjoy any of the race in action, be sure to hit that thumbs up button as well so we can continue to grow this fantastic racing community. We also have to say a huge proud thank you to the proud sponsors of the NTRL, such as Davidson Builders, DEP Graphics, Sim Gear Central, Trek Bar Media, and Beadle's Custom Car Carriers. Thank you all for your continued support for the NTRL, so that way they can just focus on putting on the fantastic show that you see week in and week out. So thank you everybody for that continued support. So with that, we close things on down here tonight. We'll have a day off, but then we're right back in action on Wednesday as the Vigilante Racing League takes on Richmond at that tricky, oh man, I don't even know if it's a mile long.
D-shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 7/8 of a mile or something, I think.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is.
It's one of those kind of small tracks that races kind of big, but we're going to be here for all the fender banging action from that one. So definitely stick around to find on out. But until Wednesday night, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We'll see y'all on the next one.
We gone.
See ya.